welcome to the Making Excuses podcast. I'm Julian, and I'm joined by Trevor, but I'm not joined by Trevor, and we'll probably find out why. Well, I'm joined by Steve.
Hello.
And what are we doing today, Steve, or what have we already done?
We have already done a lap and a half up Castle Hill, with our Wilson statue in town. We are doing a walk-in challenge today to raise money for a CIC called Men Walking and Talking. We support men's mental health across the UK. We're running 1 hour weekly walks in about 45 different cities in England, Scotland and Wales so far. So today we are walking up and down Castle Hill from the town centre as many times as we can to seek some sponsorship, see if we can grow the CIC and have some more blokes in some more towns.
So instead of just wearing fancy headgear and flags as well, we're actually sort of promoting your group. You meet every Monday and you set off from the Harold Wilson statue in the centre of Huddersfield.
Yeah, just outside the front of the train station. So we set off walking at 6:30 p.m. As you say, every Monday. So it's a very kind of informal walking group. We walk at quite a steady pace, and it's less about the walking and more about getting blokes together to have a conversation, and we can talk about the football, we can talk about the weather, we can talk about mental health and what people are struggling with, but it's about getting people together and giving them the space, the safe space to open up if they feel like they want to get something off their chest. So we go as slow as the slowest person generally, and just have a nice steady walk and talk.
Because you obviously being in Huddersfield, people, you can see the town centre just in front of us. Is you can in a short period of time you can be out in the countryside like this, going down by the canal or into the Greenhead Park, say. That must be really great for like people's mental health or just the fresh air, and just being in nature, peace and quiet.
Yeah, and it's like I picked the statue as the meeting point because it's a focal point in the town. It's right in front of the train station. It's right next to the bus station. So for ease of access, and obviously how focal it is to the town, it made sense to start there and use that as our meeting point. So we can get within about an hour or so. Sometimes I get slightly lost on the route.
Yeah.
Within an hour or so, we can do sort of 1.5 miles away from the statue. So sometimes we go to Greenhead Park. That tends to be our most frequent route. Sometimes we go down the canals. Sometimes we do the Riverside Path by the stadium. We've done Gledolt Woods. We actually noticed one week on the walk that there was quite a lot of churches in Huddersfield. So I planned a route and tried to see how many different churches we could see within the hour. So we meandered a lot of streets through town that week, but we managed to get 10 churches in the hour. So mind the trees. But yeah, we vary the route because there's people that come every week. So I like to just mix it up sometimes and keep it interesting for people that are coming regularly.
So I know there's only been a couple of people that have sort of joined us on the walk, and there's been more in and out on the day. But your group has only started quite recently, hasn't it?
December, yeah. So we're how many months old are we? 8 months old, 9 months old, almost. So we started the first week. Had one person turn up, and the Christmas tree was still up in the square, and I could see, and there still is that stigma, and that's what we're trying to break down and trying to beat. I could see he looked like he was there for the walk, but he was stood sort of sheepish and scrolling his phone, and I could tell he wasn't waiting for somebody to come off a train, for example. So I went over and just quietly said, "Hi mate, are you here for the walking group?" And he said, "Yeah." And off we went. So I had one person on the first one, and like I say, that was December. So now we get probably between 10 and 20. It sort of averages at about 15. We have a few probably newcomers almost every week, which is really nice because that means people are still finding that courage to sort of take that first step and come out for a walk with us. But yeah, we've normally got sort of 10 to 15. The most we've had is 21, which is really nice. It was a big group that week. But yeah, it's been growing steadily, and it's nice that it's sort of getting some attention, and people start to kind of recognise, men walking and talking, or they see your flag and they go, "Oh, I've seen you on Facebook," and "Oh, my dad comes along to that," or "I told my brother to come down." And that's another thing we find, is that a lot of blokes that do come along, they say, "Oh, my wife told me to come down," or "My daughter said, well, go to that walking group, Dad, I know you're struggling at the moment." I think as blokes we do need a kick, we need a nudge, we need a solid amount of encouragement to actually attend something like this. And whether it's a men walking and talking, or an Andy's Man Club, or a community centre, men's support group, whatever it is, we just need a bit of a gentle nudge sometimes to help us actually get through that door, or get to the meet-up point and start talking about things.
I think you were saying as well, people should actually go to these groups when there isn't a problem in their lives, or they're not struggling. Just to reach out and make sure that they've got those sort of connections with. You can walk and talk when you're not, when you're not having problems.
Yeah. There's a couple of people that have come along now that have. They say, "Are you here for the walking group?" And it's the men walking and talking. So the main focus, or the point of it, is to provide the space for people to talk about things that they're struggling with in their mental health. So we've had a couple of people come along who they said, "I'm fine at the moment. This would have been great if this existed when I needed it 5-10 years ago. I'm fine now. I just wanted to come and lend an ear for somebody else. See if people are struggling, and just have a chat with people." And 99% of the time you'll feel better after a walk before you've talked to anyone about anything. You just go for a walk on your own. But getting that kind of brotherhood and that camaraderie, and meeting some like-minded people who probably know roughly what you're going through if you're going through something. It's nice to just come for a walk, and like I say, before you talk about anything to do with mental health, live near me that kind of know what I'm going through, and they're struggling too, so that's nice.
I think as well it's easy to it's easy to go for these to do these things in a group than trying to go maybe walking by yourself to try and relieve your own sort of anxiety or something. As soon as you come back home, you're in your own sort of thoughts again, aren't you? Where if you haven't sort of shared those with other people, then that's where a problem shared, a problem half sort of thing.
Yeah, and just getting blokes to open up, because talking about things helps, and half the battle is getting blokes to the table in the first place, or through the door, or to the statue, or whatever group it is. Half the battle is just getting them there in the first place, then getting them to actually open up and talk about feelings and emotions and depression or anxiety or PTSD or thoughts, whatever it is. Half the battle is getting there, but it helps in getting that message out there of just get to something. Before you even talk about things, just get to something. Just come for a walk with us, or walk through the door at Andy's Man Club and just see it's okay. Like, there's other blokes there that talk about deepest, darkest things that they've kept private forever, and they can let it out in groups like that.
Because it's not like a gym or anything. There's no commitments. There's no cost.
No, it's totally free. You don't have to give any details. You don't have to register. So for our group, for example, at the statue, you can just turn up on a Monday evening at 6:30. I'll say hello. Just let you know where we're going for a walk, and we set off and we walk and have a chat. So we do have a WhatsApp group. It's our kind of community that people can join if they wish to, and it just means that people have got updates about the walk in case they need to change it or cancel it or anything like that. But it also is building a community, so we've got maybe 25 chaps in there at the moment. And I always say to them, if mental health doesn't just work at 6 on a Monday night. So if you get to a Thursday or a Friday and you're struggling or having a bad day, you need to talk to somebody, just send a text in the group and see if anybody's around for a beer. And there's 25 guys in there that know you, know the kind of thing that you're going through.
You don't have to wait till Monday. There's connections there as well.
Exactly. And even then, I know lots of local groups and organisations and charities and things, so I can go, it's Wednesday morning, but there's a walking group on a Wednesday lunchtime in the park, or hey, it's Thursday night and this group, so I can go there. There's lots of places on, lots of support out there, but blokes don't seek it out. and therefore they don't know that a lot of it exists. So.
Well, thanks for chatting with us, Steve. And how many think we're going to do today? How many laps?
Let's say 2. Because then we can say we achieved that target. I'd like to do at least 5. I'm hoping for 7 or 8, maybe double figures, but there's only so many hours in the day and so many able muscles in my legs for a certain amount of that time, so we'll see. So we'll keep going as long as we can.
We'll have the links to the charity and the donation page. The donation page will still be active, will it, for a couple of weeks afterwards?
I'll keep it open for at least a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, that's great. And thanks again. So thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thanks so much.
I'll see you on the next one.
Get talking, chaps.